Hello, you guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Keisha, and today we are here to talk about all things books. So, I'm doing a proper book haul because I have acquired quite a few books recently. And while I did a really stellar job reading in February and March, April and May just haven't been that way because life has gotten really busy. That being said, I did recently finish a book and start a new one that I've been wanting to read for a very long time, and got my hands on some books that I'm really, really, really excited to dig into this summer. So let's chat about bookish things, you guys. But before we do that, let's just do a little recap of my morning because it's been a very productive but bizarre kind of day. Because this morning I was awoken by Boo at 5:45 in the morning, tapping his little nails in the hallway because he wanted to eat and he wanted to go outside. My girlfriend was so lovely. She took them out, she fed them. I was awake and have not gone back to sleep since. So I've made a coffee. It is, in fact, my third caffeinated beverage of the day because I have a busy work day. The day is full, and that's just really early to be up. It's really early to be up. However, this happens every year when we switch from winter to spring because the sun starts coming up earlier. I also start waking up earlier. And this year I'm trying to embrace it. So I dropped my girlfriend off this morning, went out, ran some errands, got groceries, washed the car. I came back, I had some breakfast, and then I went and did a workout. I did some weight training over at the studio because I am trying to stay on a solid regimen of at least weight training a couple times a week to prevent injuries in my aerial training. So, went to the gym, came back, had some lunch, had a client. I've kind of got work scattered throughout my day here today, but I'm feeling, as of right now, really good. And the caffeine could most certainly be having an effect because the last, I don't know, the last couple of weeks, the last 2 weeks probably, between 1 to 3, I'm just hit with that midday crash, like totally exhausted. Could honestly just close my eyes and nap standing up, but I have not been able to do that. So maybe I'll crash later. I don't know, you guys, but let's just dive in. Let's chat all things book. Right now, your girl is energized and it just feels right. So we will start with The Mystery Guest by Nita Prose. So I finished the first book. My friend lent it to me and I finished it in March, I want to say. And I didn't realize that it was the first book in a series of 3. So I just recently finished The Mystery Guest and I think I rated it a 3. It was okay. I mean, I finished it. Sometimes it's hard for me to really gauge, you guys, because one, my girlfriend says, like, oh, you're so generous with your ratings. She's not wrong. But two, life was busy. And rather than sitting down and actually reading long chunks and chapters at a time, I was kind of picking it up and putting it down and picking it up and putting it down. So I can't fault the author for that as to why I maybe wasn't as engaged in this book as I was the first. Um, it was good. It was good. I honestly don't really have anything too crazy to report. A lot of the surprises, I guess I was able to kind of sniff out as I was reading it. And yeah, that's really it. I don't have much to say about this book, unfortunately, because I wasn't really in it, but I did officially finish it. So we can check that off our list. So that's that. And the second book, you guys, that I have been wanting to read for a while because I've heard other YouTubers talk about it, I've had friends recommend it to me. I've heard about this book a million times over. And that is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. And it's a short little read. I don't know how many pages it is, but essentially it's a time travel book where people travel to this cafe in Tokyo, I want to say, to travel back in time and relive moments with their loved ones that they maybe didn't get to, or change the narrative and go back in time, but they have to come back before the coffee gets cold. And to be 100% honest, I'm not that far into it. I think I'm on page 30. I just cracked this book open the other day. But so far, I'm really liking it. I'm enjoying how the character development is being kind of laid out for us. There's a little map at the beginning of the book that describes to you kind of what's going on and how the characters are related. If I can find it here. Yeah, there's like a relationship map of characters in case you get confused because some of the characters have uh, similar names. I shouldn't say that. Their names are definitely different, but because they're very different names, it's helpful to have this map. I haven't gone back to it because I'm the type of reader that I don't necessarily need to know the background story unless it's obviously prevalent in the book to kind of follow along in terms of what's going on. So, as of right now, our main character, and I shouldn't even say main character because I think there's like a bunch of different characters, but what is her name? That took me an obscenely long time to figure out her name, you guys. Her name is Fumiko. So Fumiko was meeting up with her boyfriend because she thought he had some sort of big surprise, and he did, but it wasn't the surprise that she was hoping for, and he ended up going to America for work. So now she's gone to this cafe and she wants to travel back in time, although there's rules about time travel that she doesn't necessarily like, but is still willing to go through the process if it means that she can go back and have that same conversation with her boyfriend that she had a week ago. So that's as far as I've gotten. There's a ghost, there's time travel rules, there's odd behaviors and different characters coming into the fold, but it's not a very long book. So I'm looking forward to crushing this one soon and filling you guys in more about my thoughts and feelings. Now, that being said, when I was ordering this book on Amazon, I was like, okay, I could order this one book. I think it was like $26, or I could order the entire box set for 50. So obviously I opted for the entire box set, you guys. So in here, we also have, I want to see if I can do this in order because I do think there's an order. So Tales from the Cafe as well, which again, they're all time travel books set in the cafe. Some may not also be set in the cafe. Tales from the Cafe, I'd imagine this one is. And then we've got Before Your Memory Fades, this guy. So they've got really cute, like very minimal covers. They're very soft. They've got that like matte finish, which I really enjoy. And then we also have Before We Say Goodbye. So I've got 4 of Toshikazu Kawaguchi's books here. I don't know if I'm going to read them in order because I did pick up some other books that I'm very excited to read. But that being said, I'm very excited to dive into these because, again, I've heard nothing but good things and they've got so many good reviews on Goodreads. So we've got this, you guys, which I'm very excited about. And actually feeling like engaged. And you know, when you finish a book like The Mystery Guest, where again, you're just like, okay, I just got to finish it, but you're not like super in it. And then when you finally finish that and start a new one, it's kind of like a fresh, clean slate. That's kind of where I feel like I'm at with my reading right now, you guys. So before the coffee gets cold, that's where we're at. I've also been reading a couple of books for work, one that I started last year, and I'm still 50% of the way through and have not finished because, you know, sometimes reading educational and information type books is not the vibe that your girl wants. And then I recently started reading one about depression in the body, and I didn't get very far in that either. So I'm just focusing on my books for funsies right now, you guys, which brings me to the next couple of books that I picked up. So when I was in Calgary for my aerial competition a few weeks ago, I knew I wanted to check out this bookstore that I kept seeing on TikTok called Nocturne Books. And I am so freaking glad that I did because it is a horror and dark fiction only bookstore in this charming little neighborhood. And it was incredible. It was incredible. I'm so glad we went a day early and that we were able to get to the bookstore before they closed because it was honestly one of the highlights of my whole trip. And I know that sounds kind of silly, obviously, because my competition was the highlight, but this bookstore did not disappoint, you guys. It didn't. I could have left with the entire store. Like, I honestly didn't even know where to look because every single book on every single shelf was intriguing. And they had some of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen. I didn't take a picture of the inside, but I will post a picture here for you guys of the outside because they have like a little skeleton out there and it's very spooky vibe. So I was in love. And I was able to find two books that I have been looking for with no luck. So the first one being Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. And again, I've heard nothing but great things about this book, you guys. It's very let's just read the synopsis so I don't butcher it. Uh, Rosemary meets Ash at the farmer's market. Ash, precise, pretty, and practically perfect, sells bars of soap in delicate pastel colors, sprinkles spackled cupcakes stacked on scallop stands, beeswax candles, jelly jars of honey, and glossy green plants. Ro has never felt this way about another woman. With Ash, she wants to be her and have her in equal measure. But as her obsession with Ash consumes her, she may find she's not the one doing the devouring. Oh my gosh, it just sounds so freaking good. So it's like very lesbian-esque, dark kind of sapphic vibes is what I'm getting from this one. And I haven't read it, but again, it's like a nice little short read that I've just had on my TBR for like a year and could never find in person. So when I found it at Nocturne, I was like, I'm not leaving the store without it. So Bloom, not sure if I'm going to read this one after before the coffee gets cold, but I might. I truly might. So there's this one. Then we have got The Lamb by Lucy Rose. And I've never seen it with this cover before, but one of the gals at the bookstore was actually saying that this is a UK cover. And I just think it's absolutely beautiful. The original that I've seen is like a lighter cream color. It's kind of like very vintage vibes. And there's this girl sitting inside her RV. It's also a vibe, but I do really love the spookiness of this one. And the best way I could describe this without having read anything other than the synopsis and chatting with the girl at the bookstore, again, knowing that this one was on my TBR, why can't I breathe? I'm literally choking on air right now, you guys. Is it's about cannibalism. So again, I'll just read the synopsis because that's what I do best, you guys. So Margot and Mama have lived by the forest ever since Margot can remember. When Margot is not at school, they spend quiet days together in their cottage waiting for strangers to knock on their door. Strays, Mama calls them. People who have strayed too far from the road. Mama loves the strays. She feeds them wine, keeps them warm. Then she satisfies her burning appetite by picking apart their bodies. But Mama's want is stronger than her hunger, and sometimes when a beautiful white-toothed stray named Eden turns up in the heart of a snowstorm, Margot must confront the shifting dynamics of her family, untangle her own desires, and make her bid for freedom. With this gothic coming-of-age tale, debut novelist Lucy Rose explores how women swallow their anger, desire, and animal instincts, and wrings the relationship between mother and daughter until blood drips from it. How fucking good does that sound, you guys? Honestly, I think I'm just going to love both of these books, and I'm really excited for some like deeper, darker reads because to this day, my favorite series is The Butterfly Garden by Dot Hutchinson, and all four books in that series, but they are the darkest, twistiest books that I have ever read to date, and I still have a lot of books to read, but I'm looking for something that gives me that same feeling of, oh my God, this is so messed up. It can't possibly get any more messed up. And then it does. So I think I'm going to find that. I think I'm going to find that in either of these or both of these books. So I'm really, really excited to read them. And then I picked up this really, really cute sticker when I was at the bookstore as well. Peep this, you guys. It literally says raised by 90s witch movies, and that's just a vibe. Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Charmed, Practical Magic. It's a vibe. So I had to have the sticker before I left. So those are the books, you guys. I've got my next 6 reads cut out for me. We've got the whole box set of Before the Coffee Gets Cold, and then these 2 dark, twisty books. And honestly, my plan for the summer, because work is just really busy and teaching is just really busy, is to constantly have a book on hand so that in between client sessions or when I've just got like an hour of downtime throughout my day, I can just keep plugging away, reading my books instead of scrolling and staring at my screen, because I've noticed my screen time has really increased lately and I'm not a fan. So that's my recent book haul, you guys, and I'm really excited about it. I feel like the heartwarming feeling of gosh, I can never remember, Toshikazu Kawaguchi. The heartwarming vibe of their books is just, it's kind of a nice balance between that and the dark twisty ones. And I just want it to be a good summer of reading. I went out the other night and picked up 2 like outdoor patio chairs. I put my little outdoor table out there so that I can start spending some time reading outside, because that is something that I love to do so much. And in our old place, we didn't have a yard. So now I can sit in the yard with the dogs, read my book, have a coffee, chill the fuck out, and just enjoy summer, because I've been waiting for her. I've been waiting for her. I'm not a big summer girly, but this summer I'm here. I'm ready to embrace it. So I hope you guys are also embracing the nice spring weather, enjoying your time, and thank you so much for hanging out for a little bit, clicking on this video, chatting about all things books. Of course, as I continue to read these books, I will update you guys on my thoughts and feelings around them. And if there's any books that you guys are reading that you think I would like or fall in that kind of like horror, dark fiction kind of genre, please let me know, because I'm always open to new book recommendations. And yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me here today. I hope that you are taking care of yourselves, enjoying the spring, and I will see you guys in my next video.